Today's reading is going to be on your manifestation journey. We're going to have 3 piles as usual, and the spread is going to be what to expect in the beginning or where you currently are. So you could be someone who has just started manifesting, or you're currently on your manifestation journey and you just want to know what's happening next. The next would be the journey or getting there. And then we have the end of the journey, or the end of the manifestation journey, which is going to be just right when you get that manifestation, or right when you reach that. I'm going to shuffle for all 3 of them, but I will leave timestamps down below for those of you guys who just want to skip to that part. Alright, we have piles 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And as usual, feel free to pick all 3. But if you only feel drawn to 1 or 2, that is completely fine too. Alright, group number 1. For those of you guys who chose this Labradorite piece here, I don't know how well it's gonna reflect with this camera, but alright, so for you guys in the beginning of the journey, or where you are now, I feel like a lot of you are going to feel in the zone, or going to feel really creative, since this is a creativity card. But some of you could also, this could also be a time when you're grounding yourself. I just feel like overall this is where you're going to feel like you're in the zone, like you're really working on your projects, or kind of getting in the flow. However, for as you progress towards this journey, or on this journey, I feel like something is going to happen that's just going to completely change your path, or completely change what you're doing. So this eel card, usually when this eel card is upright, I see this as someone who's just going with the flow, but since it's reversed, in reverse, I feel like it's just going to be something that's going to be completely different. I feel like for some of you, this is going to be a drastic change where you're not going to expect this, or you're not going to expect going to this direction. For some of you, it could be a completely different path, or a completely different field, or maybe you'll end up manifesting something a little bit different. Or it could just be the path that you're on is just going to take a diversion. And then we have here 2 of Vessels Attraction. So regardless of what happens here, I feel like you're going to get what you want in the end. For some of you, maybe what you're manifesting is, maybe there's something better out there for you, or it could just be that the path that you're on, I feel like the universe just wants you to take a slightly different path to get to this position here, or to get to this end goal here. For your affirmation or a message from your guides, we have, I am my own sacred space. I feel like it is referring to this here. While you may be feeling in the zone, or you might feel like things are going in a very smooth direction, and all of a sudden you have this change here, it is saying that whatever happens, you have the ability, you have all the resources you need, you have the strength, you have everything to get through this. So this change here, for some of you, it might be a little daunting, maybe it could be a little stress inducing for some of you, but it is still saying that this is not only going to be worth it in the end, but you are going to be able to go through this. And overall, it is saying to believe in yourself, believe in your manifestations, believe the process, because we still have the attraction card here. So whatever this is, if it's universe kind of kicking you around to help you learn a lesson, or the universe kind of nudging you in a different direction, still trust that process. So that was pile number 1. If any of that resonated with you, be sure to leave a comment. Also, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I also have my Instagram down below where I sometimes do free readings. I try to do them at least once a week, but I do have other things in my life. But if you want to know when I give up readings, I only do them through Instagram. And then if I'm not doing free readings, I also have an Etsy down below. And I'm gonna move on to pile number. Welcome in group number 2. For those of you guys who chose the red jasper. Okay. So for you guys, I feel like your manifestation journey might be kind of a bumpy road, and I'll get to that end later, but we're gonna start off with 16, the Blessed Oak. This is equivalent to the Tower card. So I feel like for those of you that started manifesting, maybe there was a Tower moment that kind of made you start manifesting, or maybe you started manifesting and the Tower moment came after. So, or it could just be that some of you could be expecting a Tower moment, but this isn't supposed to sound like an omen or anything of the sort. But this isn't supposed to sound like an omen or any negative news that's coming your way. However, just reading for this whole pile, I feel like this could be a warning message for some of you. This isn't saying that you're manifesting something bad, but it's just more about your mindset and how you're manifesting. We have here Knight of Bows, Respect. So I feel like whatever this is kind of pushed you into like this whole, I guess, dynamic or this whole environment. I feel like you're going to be coming across some obstacles, and I feel like, I mean, for some of you, I feel like this could be, I feel like for some of you that this could be avoided, but for others of you, this just could be kind of what the universe is kind of bringing up for you, or what the universe is setting up for you. But I'll get to that later. And then we have 7 of Arrows, Insecurity. This again, I'm kind of taking at face value, especially for those of you where these obstacles can be avoided. I feel like right when you get there, you might feel like giving up. I'm not saying that all of you are not going to get your manifestations, but because I feel like this is kind of a warning message for some of you, I feel like this is saying to kind of change your mindset and kind of change how you view manifestations or how you're going about your manifestations. For this Tower card here, I feel like whatever happened here kind of it kind of pushed some of you to kind of be a little bit pessimistic, I guess, or maybe that you're worried that because this like event happened, then the rest of your journey is just gonna be just as bad. But for some of you, I feel like it's saying to kind of shift your mindset, kind of think more optimistically. Of course, that could be easier said than done, but that is what it is encouraging you to do. Yeah, again, with the Arrow card, I feel like if you don't step out of this, I guess, victim mentality or this victim mindset, then you're going to end up kind of, I guess, not seeing your potential or not seeing the manifestation, or maybe you might give up just right as it gets there. And for those of you where the obstacles could be just something that the universe is setting up, I feel like that's a very small percentage of you in this reading. I feel like most of you are in that in the stage where it's telling you to move out of that victim mindset or that victim mentality. But for the small percentage of you where this is just something that the universe is setting up, it is still giving that same message of keeping your ground and staying strong. So whatever comes your way, wants you to turn this card and reverse that. Move on to your affirmations or messages from your guides. So usually I do a maximum of 3 for affirmations or the self-care oracle, but you guys got 4, so I choose respond instead of react. I trust myself. I know my heart. I see each challenge as a sacred gift that nourishes my evolution. I am unshakable when I'm in true alignment. Alright, so for these two, I feel like these two cards kind of belong to one group. These cards might belong to another, but for some of you guys, maybe all 4 of these cards might resonate with you. So with these cards, I see each challenge as a sacred gift that nourishes my evolution, and I'm unshakable when I'm in true alignment. I feel like for these cards, this is more for the group where the universe is kind of trying to push you. The universe is trying to challenge you, and this is saying that you do have the ability to overcome this. Again, whatever is coming your way, just kind of push through it. This is another meaning for this card. So not only is this about overcoming or going through challenges, but this is also someone who's really pushing forward and getting for the goal. So that is for some of you guys. Going back to these cards here, I feel like for some of you guys, the universe wants to push you. The universe wants you to go through these things so you can learn from that and develop yourself. And then we have this group. I choose to respond instead of react, and I trust myself. I know my heart. I actually feel like this one could be for either group, but I'm gonna start with this one here. I feel like this one here could be for either group, but I'm going to start with this one here. I actually feel like all of these could be for anyone, but I do feel like there are 2 separate people or 2 separate groups in this reading. It is a collective reading, so take what resonates. But I feel like for those of you who are kind of in that victim mentality, and for me, with victim mentality, it isn't always someone who's complaining about things or someone who's saying, oh, woe is me, why is everything going wrong in my life, nothing ever works out, or nothing is ever my fault. For me, it's also about taking responsibility for your actions, and also kind of taking a step back. If something isn't working, do you sort of say, nothing's ever going to work, this isn't going to work out, or do you kind of try to look at the situation, see what you can change? So this is what this is saying there. And for this one here, I trust myself, I know my heart. So I feel like the overall message for this card is to trust your manifestation, to trust the process, to trust the journey, but more so and more importantly, to trust yourself and know your capabilities and your abilities. So yeah, pretty much believe in yourself and kind of step out of that victim mentality, that victim mindset. If this reading resonated with you guys, be sure to leave a like or comment down below. I'll also have my Instagram down below, where I sometimes do free readings. I usually try to do them at least once a week, but I do have other things in my life that I have to attend to. I do post updates on my Instagram, so if you want free readings or if you want to know when I give readings, then be sure to go down below and follow my Instagram. When I'm not doing free readings, I also have my Etsy for personal readings as well. So that is the end of the reading for pile number 2. I'm going to move on to pile number 3. Alright, pile number 2, for those of you guys who chose the amethyst. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you could resonate with pile number 2 as well, because the two groups do sound pretty similar. They do differ, but I feel like there's an overall message that is very similar to both groups. So we have King of Vessels, Heron. Usually with the King cards, I usually see the Kings as someone who either has leadership qualities, or there's someone who is in charge, or they're just someone who has they take charge in their own life. But for the Heron card, the Heron can also represent someone who's a little bit too rigid, or they're a little bit too self-controlling. So they might be someone who's a leader, but they could have their own set of rules that they don't really stray away from, or they could be some of you could be stubborn as well. And then we have Home, Ten of Stones, Home in reverse. So I feel like for some of you, since some of you could be a little bit too stubborn, a little bit too strict, a little bit too rigid in your life, or in your lifestyle, or in your ways, I feel like the Home card in reverse represents or symbolizes kind of someone who's I guess trapped, or someone who isn't really moving past their comfort zone, or moving past their own environment. Or sometimes I see the Home as someone's goal, like it's just right there, you're almost right there. But with it in reverse, I feel like you don't really see that, or feel like for some of you the Home could be, I guess, another path or another way, and I feel like some of you just don't really see that because you're kind of in this mindset here where it's kind of stubborn, a little bit more rigid. And then we have the Seer card in reverse. The Seer card is also equivalent to the High Priestess. So, like for pile number 2, I feel like this could be a warning for some of you, where it's saying to kind of loosen up a little bit, to kind of explore different options and different, pathways, different paths. So I don't think this is saying that you will never get your manifestations, you won't get your manifestations, but I feel like it's saying if you're continuing on this path where you're not allowing things to transpire, or not allowing things to come to you, then yeah, I feel like this is saying that your manifestations, then maybe your manifestations may not come through. But again, tarot isn't set in stone. It just depends on your current energy, and energy I'm getting here is that some of you might be a little bit too stubborn, a little bit too strict for yourself, a little bit too rigid in the way you're going, that you're not really allowing things to transpire. We have I'm embracing a paradigm shift, and I have the power to transmute anger and pain into progress and change. So for some of you, I feel like some of you are kind of stubborn because of something that happened, or you don't want to acknowledge this. You're trying to, or maybe you're just trying to ignore that this happened. But some of you could use whatever this is into your projects, or you can use the energy from this and kind of feel yourself to kind of go for that. And for I'm embracing a paradigm shift, I think this is what this is what was similar with pile number 2, along with the message of changing your mindsets. Pile number 2 for some people was kind of about changing their mindset and changing from being, and kind of going from a victim mentality to someone who kind of takes more charge. However, for pile number 3, I feel like not a lot of you are in this victim mindset, but I feel like a lot of you are still in this stubborn mentality, and it's saying to, again, loosen up a little bit, really see what is out there other than what you see right in front of your face. And if there are any changes that do come up, even if they come out of the blue, it is still saying to really see what that could do for you, really see what that pathway, or kind of explore the pathway a little bit. So overall message for pile number 3, embrace that paradigm shift, kind of change your ways, make a few small changes. You don't have to do everything all at once. You don't have to do this complete 180 and change your whole lifestyle. It's just saying to kind of take a step forward into a different direction. It doesn't have to be a completely different path, but it could just be a slight change in your life or in the way you think. So that was pile number 3. If that resonated with you, be sure to leave a comment down below. Also be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I also do free readings sometimes. I try to do it once a week through my Instagram. I only announce it through my Instagram, so be sure to follow me down below for that. And when I'm not doing free readings, I also have my Etsy for personal readings. And that is the end of the reading.